Hi everybody, and welcome to the first devlog of Heroes Must Die. Heroes Must Die is basically a game where the the player is a villager, very from a very small village, and they are upset for the fact that heroes and adventurers just come into their village and house, and they loot and take whatever that they want to when they're not at home or when they're at home. So basically how it happens in any RPG game or Pokemon game. It's kind of a meta thing. So that is what the game is, and how the game works is the heroes will come from anywhere in the map. Right now they're set from somewhere in the south. They will come, they'll find a way around the village and around your house, the walls, the traps and everything, and they'll get to this chest. And when they get to this chest, they will pick up X amount of gold. Right now it is fixed to be 10 gold per hero, but eventually it could be anything. And to visualize how the heroes will come is, the player can see that the AI, the heroes will be following this red line, move about however they want to. So we will bend them to our will. So what we'll do is we'll just place some traps here, and I'll place some triggers. Triggers are very important because the traps itself will not do anything. The hero must step on and activate the triggers. If they do not activate the trigger, if they do not walk on the trigger, the trap will not work. Alright, so what we'll do is something like this, and we'll do something like this. So let's see what path they will be taking now. So you see they're just going around the wooden fence. We'll just block them. Now I think they will be going in a much for a straightforward path, and they will be activating all our foot triggers. Great. Additionally, the AI can the heroes can easily damage any of the traps. Most of the traps are damageable if the hero comes, if the hero crosses, a trap comes along the path of a hero, they will definitely try to destroy it. So we can either do this, or we can just try to avoid the path, and we can keep the traps separate. It will still work. However, we just spend some extra resources on building of the walls, which is, it depends on the player. Alright, so right now we've built a trap and we want to test it. So what we'll do is we'll have to wait for the AI to come. So what we'll do is we can fast forward the time. It's a new feature that I've added in. And here they come. The timer will automatically convert to a normal time when the player or the hero steps on a trigger. So we'll just fast forward once again. So the second wave can come. Here it is, and boom. All right, so moving ahead, every AI hero will have a lot of loot with them. The loot will definitely be some gold. It can also be any rare weapon. or armor, amulets, anything. So they will be dropping those, and the player can either use those on the character itself, or you can either give it to their minions or sell it to the market or the black market. As you can see here, this hero is called Robin. It's level 2 hero, 40 health, and they have 4 gold with them. So if we kill them, they will be dropping 4 gold. Right now they are not dropping any armor because the armor is very generic, and it will just be a lot of it's of no use right now. But if we have a bigger hero, like a superhero or a hero at a very high level, they will be dropping some good amount of armor and weapons, which will be rare, or so okay. So now you can see these AI learned about our trap systems, and they destroyed it. So that should not happen, and we just lost one main trap. Now we'll have to make another one, and we can either oh, we don't have enough wood. Let me just go and quickly buy some wood. I'm thinking additionally we'll have some more buttons here, so we can buy a larger amount of wood, like 50 and 100 and 500, but right now I just have the one button. Actually, the game will have resource collection. This is just a way to quickly buy some resources. I'll have to connect this. Now I think it will work. Yep, it's working. What we'll do moreover is we'll block this area, so we don't have any more heroes coming in and destroying our traps. Okay, so right now if you can see, this area is a lot of mess, and what we can do is we can just pick up the dead heroes, and we can stash him right here. We can make a wall of them, or we can later on, what I'm thinking is maybe we can set their heads on spikes just for fun, and maybe we can have a way to decrease the morale of the heroes that they're trying to wear. So if somebody is not if some heroes are not very confident, they'll just go back and leave. And additionally, I was also thinking that we can have like a burner for the fuel system, which we can burn the bodies to get some fuel for our traps. Alright, so I think I've given the basics of what is happening and how to do what. So I'll quickly come over to the bugs and issues that I've resolved. So as I've showed earlier that I've made this fast forward button, and I've told how it works. And so one main issue that I was having before is that the player was not, we could not see the player from when the player was behind some buildings or objects or traps or whatever. So first I had an outline only, but I thought it is much more convenient to have the whole body color, in like a shaded color. So that was really important to have the player to be able to see the character at all times. And so right now we can see the number of heroes coming in have increased, and I think they even have greater strength. This one, not this one either, but the numbers have increased. So slowly the strength, the health, and everything increases. The level increases basically by every wave. So we need to continuously be able to. We'll have to increase our traps, upgrade our traps. So buy more traps from the tech tree. I have a few traps right now. I'll be adding lots of more traps in the future. I'm thinking like 40-50 traps. Right now I think I have 20 around 20 traps right now. So that's 6, 10, 15, 22 right now. We'll be doing more. I have 3 more in the build, but I did not execute them as of now. Alright, so now to the bugs. So let me just gather up some resources first so I can actually show what the problem was before. Okay, why the line was coming again and again is because if we exit the build mode, you can see the path every time whenever you exit the build mode. So to realize if you have you've crashed the game. All right, so one big issue that I was having before was this, that when I'm trying to build any wall, only this goes only for walls. If I build it, it builds, we take up the resources, and that's it. But if the player has clicked on a tile which does not have a wall, and the player is holding the left mouse button, so the resource will keep on depleting. That was a really big issue. So right now I have not been able to solve that issue. However, what I've done is I've worked around it by increasing the construction time. So I wouldn't expect, let me just delete these. So I wouldn't expect the, oh god, yeah. So I wouldn't expect the player to be holding down for such a long time. They would rather just go in different directions and all. But so yeah, that is still a bug. I've not been able to solve it. But see, the build mechanism for the game is a little bit complicated because there are a lot of things that are being built in a lot of different ways. So I think there is an issue there, but I'll be able to solve it very soon. All right, so a very key point for the game was the triggers and connection system. All right, so there was the connections are a key point for the game, and what was happening was that first of all we were able to build the triggers anywhere on the map, so I worked on that. Secondly, I mean, we could initiate the build of any connection from anywhere, so that should not happen. Then this bug has been solved, but it has not been done in this build. So what was happening was that we start from the trap, and the connection should be built only on the highlighted tiles, not on any tile, not on any other tile. So as you can see here, that if we build here, it will not build. However, if we build on the highlighted tile, it will work. Now the problem but I've solved it, that the connection is also being built on a non-highlighted tile inside the range, so that should not happen, and that has been solved. But I can show it later on. I have not built that version of the game by now. Alright, so let me just quickly go here and use a cheat code to unlock all the traps. Another issue, balancing, I would say, the balancing that I've done is with the javelin trap. So the javelin trap, okay, first I should collect more resources. Okay, so the javelin trap basically is very powerful. I mean, it was very powerful. Now I have balanced it. What was happening was that the projectile does not destroy itself. So it just goes on and it just obliterates people all over and sends them right across the map. So which was key, that if we have unlocked the javelin, so people could just spam the javelin. So I've worked on that, so it decreased the power and I've increased the cooldown. Also, however, the javelin trap is very expensive to make, so that is another point. However, it's not that expensive. let's just quickly go because we have a huge army going into our home. We'll just build one. We don't have enough gold. Bugger. Let's just destroy some of the. Yeah, there we go. So right here is fine, and we don't need a trigger because we already have a lot of triggers. And there we go. Now if somebody steps here. Yeah. So the javelin trap is so powerful that it pushes the enemy a little bit, which is a good thing if we have a lot of enemies coming in. Alright, so that is about it for what I have in the game so far, and thanks for watching. If you're watching it till here, that's a milestone in itself because it's my first devlog, so thank you for the support. Hope to see you in the game.